These days, when you hear the phrase, "get you a man that can do both," it's usually referring to an unspectacular guy who most certainly cannot do both, or anything for that matter. But the hip hop version of that phrase is about producers who can black out behind the boards and on the mic. Dating back to rap's infancy, some of the genre's biggest legends proved they had what it takes to dominate at both rapping and producing. And here are just a few of my favorite rapper producers. Q-Tip sits at the top of the list for me. Easy. And I shouldn't have to explain why, but if you need an explanation, I've got 4 words for you. A Tribe Called Quest. A group so steeped in legend status that a question like, "What's your favorite Tribe album?" can't really yield a wrong answer. And when it comes to rhymes, far too many quotables to mention here. But one of his most borrowed bars is probably industry rule number 4080. Record company people are shady. And if you didn't finish that line, I don't know what to tell you. Dilla. Dilla is one of the genre's most influential modern day producers. You'd be hard pressed to find a hip hop fan who isn't into Dilla's beats, but an aspect of his creativity that's somewhat overlooked are his rhymes. As 1/3 of Slum Village, his bars are as much of what's special about that album as his beats are. One of my favorite Dilla lines is on the song Thelonious. "You funny, dude. Cause really you think you could do me when you rolled a 500, that's really your 320, should've let somebody else hook it. Numbers look crooked like King Kong shook it." Come on. That's just a fly way to say some fly. You know what I'm saying? DJ Quick. Check it. There's an argument online that DJ Quick is what people think Dr. Dre is. And while I'm not here to interrogate that statement, I am here to say that DJ Quick is 1000% the genuine article when it comes to producing. Not making beats, but production. His pen is top tier too. And one of his hardest bars just so happens to be inside of a diss track that was aimed at MC8 called Dollars and Cents. EIHT. Should I continue? You left out the G cause the G ain't in you. Vicious. And even MC8 agrees that it was a good record. But don't worry, they've long since squashed their beef. For bonus points, he also shouted out Cincinnati on Just Like Compton, which was probably the first time I'd ever heard my city mentioned in a song. The Alchemist. The Alchemist started out rapping with a group called the Hooligans. They called it quits after dropping a debut album, then getting dropped by their label. But in turn, this led the Alchemist to focus more on his own production. He's since went on to produce for artists as varied as Evidence, 2 Chainz, Mobb Deep, and Drake. Before becoming a micro industry of his own with a label that churns out albums at a feverish pace. He also kept the pen moving and ended up rapping alongside other rapper producers like Hit Boy. And if you need to know what Hit Boy's bona fides are, they include artists like Jay-Z and Nas, to name a few. Pretty big deal. Listen, there's so many other names that deserve to be listed, like Pete Rock, Tyler the Creator, and Mac Miller. But I've got to get to today's guest, who is also one of my favorite rapper producers, Havoc. We took our picnic table all the way to a rehearsal space in Manhattan to chop it up with him about Prodigy's legacy, Mobb Deep's importance, and his skills on the mic and behind the boards. Check out the Okayplayer shop for exclusive collectibles and limited runs. That's shop.okayplayer.com.